Welcome back to another episode of Connected Dots. I am Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks. You see what I'm rocking? LHJRs. You want that LHJR hoodie? Contact me. You know what I'm saying? You know the website. LHJR.square.site. You know what I mean? If you want the cups, we have it all. Or hit me up in my inbox. All right? Cups like these as well. Coffee mugs. So let's get it in. Let's get it in. So tell me, what do you think? Who you think is the most influential lady out of these ladies that I'm gonna pick? Okay. Is it Madonna? Is it Britney Spears? Is it Taylor Swift? Hannah Montana. Out of those four, who do you think is the most influential and has the most impact? Out of those four, my personal choice is Madonna. Madonna is the reason why all these girls that came after her was who they are. Madonna changed the game, man. Musically. You know what I'm saying? The way the dress code, being that type of girl that she was, she knew how to do it all. Madonna was a trailblazer in my book. You know what I'm saying? So out of those, my personal pick would be Madonna. I can go on and on about Madonna, but she's a trendsetter and she changed the game. So speaking of change the game, I'm going to talk about MTV. Now, we all know Yo MTV Raps, how it was and this and that, but I'm going to talk about another side of MTV. I'm going to talk about the side of the hard rock and soft rock of MTV. And you know why I'm going to talk about this? This is why people in the 70s and the 80s era got along with other artists. And we knew other artists because we watched MTV. White people knew black people's songs. Black people knew white people's songs because of MTV. You don't have that now. That's why I could sing so many different songs back in the day by white artists because of MTV. They always had the videos. They always had people come on, but MTV was very, very influential to far as us growing up. We already know about Yo MTV Raps, Ed Lover, Dr. Dre. We know about them. And props to them. Yo, big ups to both of you guys. But I want to talk about the other part of MTV. Like the Downtown Junie Browns and et cetera, et cetera. The other part of the other part of MTV that that made us come up as to learn different types of music. That's why I love MTV, because it wasn't just hip hop. They had different types of music. And we was able to know these artists because of the videos that they played. So one love to MTV for that. You know what I'm saying? One love on that. I got to give MTV props. Now people saying, what about this and that? I'm going to talk about these other ones that we know later. But right now, let's give MTV their flowers. Because MTV did a lot of stuff before the BETs and everything else. MTV did a lot of stuff, yo. So you got to give MTV credit. They made mainstream to what mainstream is today. You know what I mean? Video Music Box was dope, but it wasn't mainstream. You know what I'm saying? MTV was mainstream. That's the reason. That's how mainstream got started. MTV is the reason how mainstream got started. So if you think I'm lying, hey, look it up, dig it up. Because for me, in my history, MTV is the reason why how mainstream got started. Fact or fiction, call it how you want to call it. You know what I mean? But that's just my personal type thing that I see. You know what I mean? So as we keep on talking all these topics and everything like this, You know, I love to talk because this is what I do. I like to break knowledge, break bread, break knowledge. So I was talking with someone, a couple of my friends, my homeboy Prism, Priscilla Priz, peace to you, and my homeboy Hakeem, you know, Willie Bobo Show, peace was God. What's up, Ox Delight? And I want you to listen to what they was telling me. They both said that it was our faults. It's our fault that these kids, not totally our fault, but some of it is our fault. The reason why some of these kids have grown up the way they were. And I was like, for real? Why are you saying that? But then when they was breaking down stuff and analyze, look at the songs that we had in the 80s and the 90s. You know what I'm saying? The songs that we made. Now, in the 80s and 90s, we were young dads. We were either teenagers or we were young dads, and we had to show our kids this is what we had to do. So you look at the video game Call of Duty. Okay, we buy these games for the kids, and now all of a sudden they want to learn how to shoot because that's where they get it from, Call of Duty. Now for me, I can't blame us for almost everything. I can blame society as well because we didn't make the game Call of Duty. Yeah, we might have bought it and introduced it to our kids, but we didn't make the game. That's all I can say. We didn't make these games. We didn't come up with the idea of Call of Duty, etc., etc. And then on top of that, as far as music goes, they wanted us to put out bad stuff because they wanted us to spill the bad spirits in the bad neighborhoods. They were afraid of us. They were afraid of us coming up as the people. So what they do, they polarize gangster rap. They polarize anything that was negative because this is what they wanted. They didn't want us to learn. They didn't want us to teach. They didn't want us to do that. We was teaching and learning. They didn't want all of that. So that's why that genre stopped. Then on top of that, kids not going outside anymore. I want to know what stopped that and when did it started? Kids not going out playing, kids not going out learning things, not seeing what real life is about. I want to know why did that stop? How did it stop? What was the reason behind that stopping? Because nowadays kids, they don't even want to say what's up to nobody. They on their phone. They don't even want to introduce themselves to people. They feel like, you a punk or you ain't cool. You don't know what you're talking. You an old head. They use that line, old head. And you an old head. But guess what? I might be an old head. I have more knowledge than you. I have more game than you. And I still dress better than most of you young heads as an old head. That's all I have to say. I could say that. People could say I'm bragging. People could say I'm boasting. No, I'm just being an old head. That's what old heads do. Old heads break down knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And we also let you see what we're talking about. Sometimes you have to show an example. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the example could be by mouth. It could be by action. It can be by where you take someone. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes as an old head, we come off very direct because this is how we was raised. We was raised to be direct, not to be corny and phony. So I just want you youngins to understand the process of being an old head. I'm glad that I'm an old head. I hope one day that you will become an old head. I hope one day that you can live to be 50. You know what I'm saying? I'm 53. I'm 53 years old. Most of my friends in their 50s. We're old heads, but we made it. I want to see y'all make it because it's hard to get to 50. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get to 40. It's hard to get to 30. So you can call us old heads all you want. That's not being disrespectful. To me, it's more like you showing love in a different way. Yeah, I'm an old head, but this old head got here for a reason. I hope you get there too, because one day you're going to have kids and your kids going to look at you like you ain't the man anymore. And it's cool not to be the man anymore. It's cool. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love that I'm not the man anymore. But I know deep down inside, my job is done. I did what I was supposed to do. Now I have to get back to the community and show the youngins that, look, the way you going is not the way you going. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes younger dudes and younger chicks, younger females, you have to start listening to people, and even start listening to your mom. You have to do that sometimes, y'all. All I know is this is the lazy age we're living in. I call it the lazy age because cats don't want to do nothing. You know what I mean? And if they're not entitled, then they feel like they want to be mad at you forever. So what? Be mad. Being mad ain't gonna get you where you're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be mad, 45 years old, looking shriveled up. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. All I'm saying is, when it comes to life and life choices, you have to be on point, and you have to have good people in your corner. People that help you, and they're trying to talk to you and try to give you knowledge, and you don't take that, you're the dummy. If you don't take that knowledge, you're the dummy. You'll wind up being the dummy. Because at least I thought about giving you knowledge. I took time out to give you knowledge. I took time out to break bread with you. I took time out to show you this is the way to go. Don't go this way. If you don't take heed to that, you're the dummy. Because later on down the line, you might think about what I'm saying, or later on down the line, it's going to be too late. All I'm saying is that when an old head tries to tell you something, mom, grandfather, pops, they try to break bread, you start listening to the old head, because that old head has knowledge for you. And usually that knowledge comes back around 360. Learn your numbers, learn your science, learn your math. If you know your math and your science, it just revolves around the sun. It revolves around the earth. It revolves around the planets. Learn your science. Study. Study your history. Study your games. Study your whereabouts. Study everything that you got to study. But when someone is taking time out to drop knowledge to you, don't think that, oh, he don't know nothing, he old. He knows a lot. That's why he's taking time to show you and tell you what it is. And I challenge old heads to show this video. To show this video to the youngins and let them listen to what I'm saying. I'm challenging you. Show this video to your son or your daughter or your granddaughter and let them see what I'm talking about. Because sometimes it might not take your old head, but it might take my old head for them to get it through. People get magnetized by certain things in life. So remember what I said. If they call you an old head, so what? Be happy. I'm proud to be an old head. You know what I mean? With that being said, one life, one love, one loop. I'm out.